Okay. Let's see. We are live. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode on the Virtual Weekend channel. Today, we will talk all about the FTX liquidation event. There's a lot of fear going on in the market right now. People are saying, FTX owns $1.3 billion of total crypto, that they're going to dump this on the market, including a large amount of Solana, Bitcoin, Matic, Dogecoin, and some others. So we're going to dive into this news, and specifically I wanted to dispel some of the myth around this whole situation. So they will not dump all of this on the market in an instant, and especially the Solana stake that they still have, majority of it is still locked for the next 5 years to come. So we will dive into the real data to figure out what's real and what's not, and the real impact of this on the market. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, my name is Dennis. I'm a crypto angel investor, and I have invested in over 100 crypto startups. So on this channel, I share my views on the market trends and news just like this. So make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. We're going to try to do a lot more live streams from now on, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's get into what's really happening on the market right now. So the big news that just hit this week is that the FTX estate still controlled $1.1 billion in total crypto. I am pretty sure it's not 1.1 billion in total Solana, and I'll get into the real numbers. And they also hold $500 million in Bitcoin. Now, the reason why this has resurfaced again is because their wallets have seen some recent activity. So let me try to find the news here. Yeah, here you go. So last week, people were tracking these FTX cold wallets on chain, and they started to see on September 2nd that they moved around $10 million worth of just DeFi tokens, so Uniswap tokens, Sushi tokens, Chainlink tokens, etc. on chain. And this means that their wallet started to be active, and they were likely getting ready to sell some of these off. Now, this sparked a lot of fear again, and people dove into how much total coins that Solana FTX still holds of all of the major currencies out there. So here is the current total breakdown. So they hold the largest amount in the largest holding that they have is in Solana. It's over $1 billion. Bitcoin, 500 million. Ethereum, around 200 million. Aptos, 137 million. Tether, 100 million. XRP, BitDAO, Stargate, etc. Now, this is true, right? However, you have to realize that majority of this Solana that they hold is still staked and locked up in the market. So let me show you exactly what this looks like. So here on this website called Solana Campus, you can see the tokenomics of all the Solana staking at all times. And here you see two main things here. So first of all, this is the largest holders of locked Solana stake. And you can see the real numbers on the Solana blockchain today that the amount of Solana, Alameda, and FTX holds today. So here you see they have the top three largest holdings. So 26 million, 8 million, 7.5 million. So total about 42 million Solana right now. So at the current price of $18, that's not exactly 1 billion. That's something like 700, 800 million-ish of Solana that they still hold. But these amounts are actually locked, and you can see the real unlock schedule on this chart up here. So you see, they will very slowly get unlocked over time, right? And you see the unlock lasts all the way until January 7th, 2028. So 4.5 years to go. And to see this real visualization, there's this other site called gelato.sh. And on this stake tab here, you can see all of this Solana stake that's going to be unlocked for the next 4.5 years. And here is essentially how the supply will look in the next in the foreseeable future. So you see, this unlock is actually very gradual, right? The supply is pretty much going up linearly until this one major event happening on March 1st, 2025. So this is the only large unlock that we will see in the next 4 years, where where 7.8 million Solana will be unlocked in one day. And this is a significant event that could crash the price in one day in one large chunk. But this is not happening today, right? So despite that, Alameda and Solana still, Alameda and FTX still holds $700-800 million in Solana. They cannot sell all of these. They are still locked on the blockchain, and it is physically impossible for them to take it out and sell all in one go. Now, something they could do is to figure out some sort of OTC deal with a third party, like another exchange, a large VC fund, someone that has an interest to buy up that Solana that is still locked. They could do an OTC transaction and sell that off, where they give them a discount and they buy up this whole stake, but they will want to hold these Solana for the foreseeable future. This is the only chance that an OTC deal will go through. But in this case, those Solana to be unlocked would not be sold on the market. It would still stay locked, and it's just an exchange between two parties under the table. So all in all, I don't think this Solana dump, Solana unlock news is significant. And I'll show you a couple more examples here. So even though people are tweeting about, let's see, where's the tweet here? Yeah. So a lot of these FTX liquidation updates are circulating Twitter right now, with these charts pointing to here, $720 million of Solana. And supposedly they say that this accounts for 81% of the weekly trading volume of Solana if it gets dumped on the market in one go. But we know that's not true now. It cannot be dumped all in one go. And even this number of 720 million is not news. So way back when Solana first had problem during the FTX crash, the Solana Foundation already came out with a blog post. This is on November 9th, 2022. And this outlined all of the data around the FTX collapse and how much Solana was affected. So you see here, all of the amounts that FTX and Alameda held were already revealed way back last year. So you see here, the Solana, Alameda and FTX holds 4 million plus 12 million plus 34 million of Solana then, and then here another 7.5 million. So you see this 7.5 million full balance unlocks on March 1st, 2025. So this exactly matches the unlock amount that we see on this chart here, right? March 1st, 2025, 7.8 million unlock on that day. And here you see 7.5 million of that comes from Alameda. And probably 300K comes from other VC investors. So this is all real. We can match this up exactly. And here are the other amounts. So 16 million plus 34 million, that's 50 million Solana that is to be linearly unlocked from September 2021 until January 2028. And out of all of that amount, we see that there is still, so this 7.5 is not accounted for because this is the large chunk to be unlocked in one go. But here, there is 34 million still to be unlocked. So this means, okay, they had 50 million. There is still 34 million to be unlocked, which means they have already gotten rid of 16 million in this bear market period. So not only is it that the data has already been known for 9 months now, but they have already successfully sold off essentially 16 million of that without crashing the market, in one go. So really, I think all of this FUD that's going on Twitter around this Solana unlock is just, it's not contextual enough. The amount is real, but it is not going to be dumped all in one go. And the release schedule is very gradual until 2028. So I don't think there's anything you should be worried about. There are a couple caveats. First of all, 2025, March 1st, probably going to be a pretty significant dump event happening to Solana, so watch out for that then. And the overall tokenomics of Solana is still not at the best that it could be. So we can see this just like any other coin out there. So you compare the circulating supply with the total supply. So you see out of the 550 million Solana that's total supply out there, 410 million of that is currently circulating, which means 140 million or around 20% of that is still, to come to the market. So is this a lot? Yeah, relatively speaking, it is a decent chunk. So if you compare this to some of the other coins out there, some of the other layer 1 examples, like Avalanche. So Avalanche has 430 million total supply and 350 million of that circulating. So it is slightly better than Solana. There's about 80 million out of 400. So not exactly 20, around 15% to come to the market. But still, these are still potential sell pressure coming to Avalanche. And these will be early investors, teams, insiders, advisors. Is this same dump scenario going to happen to Avalanche? Why is nobody talking about these other scenarios, right? Of happening to these other blockchains. And on top of this, if we compare it to more recently launched layer 1 coins like Aptos or Sui, you see that out of the 1 billion total supply, 230 million only is circulating, which means 70 to 80% of the supply is still coming to Aptos as sell pressure. So this obviously is going to cause way more sell pressure to Aptos than Solana. So in comparison, I think Solana's tokenomics is not fully released, but it's not that bad anymore. Just because it is largely owned by FTX. So how much of that? About 1/3 of the total supply that's to be released in the next 4 years will come from FTX. Just because it's from this bankrupt entity, it doesn't mean it's anything like a huge dump event. Any other VC investor or team tokens can still be sold. So a lot of this FUD comes from the fact that people associate Solana with FTX and they think, this amount will be just way more significant. But an amount is just an amount. It still stays locked on the blockchain, and as long as it comes onto the market, any other layer 1 projects, early investor tokens will still be sold. So all in all, that's my stance on this. I don't think these dump events on Solana, just so that it happens, comes from FTX, will be any more significant than other blockchains. So, okay. Now, how much can FTX actually sell from the other holdings, right? So we know that they have about, I think, what's the amount again? Let me see. So there is a kind of rough estimate here. Yeah. So here. So the total amount of all cryptos that FTX can sell per week is about $100 million according to their liquidation filings, liquidation contract. And this is not going to be dumped in one go either every week. So they have hired Galaxy Digital as their manager to help recover these crypto holdings and convert them to fiat. So FTX intends to retain Galaxy Digital as a registered investment advisor, tapping into its specialized knowledge in crypto, trading crypto, selling crypto, in order to maximize the value of its token portfolio. The debtors expect that the investment advisor's expertise will be crucial in assessing the timing, trading venues, and counterparties of potential transactions. So it's not that every week they're going to just market sell. They're going to really try to time the market and obviously sell into the hype and not sell when there's mass capitulation in the bear market. So this is another good news. They understand the market cycles and they will not try to crash the market at the worst time. And that's for all of the holdings. Okay, so lastly, I want to cover how much Bitcoin sell pressure that they still have. So you see here that they hold $350 million in Bitcoin, and these are unlocked Bitcoin. There's no such thing as locked Bitcoin. But this is not sizable sell pressure compared to the market volumes. So $350 million is only about 1% of the weekly trading volume of Bitcoin. And similarly, they hold $113 million in Ethereum, and that is only still 1% of the weekly trading volume of Ethereum. So the impact of FTX liquidation on Bitcoin and Ethereum will not be significant. In fact, these numbers are way smaller than the other liquidation events that we hear from the US government, seizing from Silk Road, and from the Mt. Gox collapse and their liquidation of Bitcoin. I think it's worth almost $3 billion. But even the Mt. Gox liquidation news could not crash the Bitcoin markets. So I don't think you should be worried about FTX liquidation impacting Bitcoin or Ethereum at all. It's not significant. Even the whole amount is not significant. Okay, so last thing I wanted to cover is just some real price action that's happening right now. So firstly, let's cover Bitcoin. We have covered this Bitcoin bearish divergence in August in the couple of streams we did in August. So basically on the RSI, we have a bearish divergence coming from the price action compared to the RSI and compared to MACD indicators. So you see the price has made a higher low, a higher high, but RSI has made a lower high. So this signals a bearish divergence happening on Bitcoin, and this has played out. So essentially Bitcoin really is looking like a short-term double top now. And what this usually leads to is a breakdown towards the downside. Now, the last confirmation that we need is for this neckline level at 25K. We need to see the Bitcoin's reaction at this level. So if it can successfully bounce from here, that will be pretty good sign. So perhaps this double top would not form. But any sign that 25K is broken, let's say on a weekly time frame, the candle closes below 25K for Bitcoin, then I think it's much more likely for it to head down to these lower support levels. So my lower support level targets will be between 20K to 22K. So I drew this out based on a lot of the consolidation levels that we had in this bear market phase in 2022. So you see, there were a lot of sideways consolidation here where price just bounced within this range. And similarly here, from August to November 2022, again, a lot of just bouncing around, forming this sideways range. And then here, in the January rally of this year, when we had the first breakdown, I think this was the BUSD collapse of Binance, and we had a major FUD event. Price wicked into this level, but quickly bounced from it. So between, let's say, 19K to 22K, there is very, very strong support that's formed over 3 separate occasions and lasting about 6 months long. So I don't think 22K will be broken. Even if price breaks below 25, I think the lowest it could get is a wick below 22. Anything around this range, I think it's going to be a golden buying opportunity for me personally. So with that being the assumption, is it worth it to even try to time this kind of a move from 25K to 22K? In my opinion, I don't think so. So personally, I'm just going to start buying pretty soon. So anything from 25K, 24K, 23K, 22K, I'm just going to count it as dollar cost averaging, aggressive dollar cost averaging in this last phase of the bear market where we are still in a bit of accumulation. So if I can get an average entry around 23K, I will be very happy. So that's kind of what I'm currently looking at. Am I saying the bottom is absolutely in for this correction? No. There is a short-term double top that could form, and 25K could be broken. However, there's only about a 15% potential drop that I could see in Bitcoin's price coming after. So I'm not going to be trying to chase this. I'm just going to continue the dollar cost average, 25K, 24K, 23K. And yeah. So that's my stance on Bitcoin right now. No point in chasing this last little bit, starting to buy. Now, the other chart I wanted to show you guys is on Solana. So a lot of people are looking at Solana as kind of this regular time scale, regular price scale, and they're saying, "Oh, Solana is, just flat on the floor, and you should just blindly buy." But I am looking at actually the logarithmic chart, and I think this is showing us a much clearer entry plan. So you see here on the logarithmic scale, on the weekly, the chart is actually very clean. So way back in the first rally in May of 2021, when we had this first correction, there is a very significant support level formed here, right around the $25 to $26 level, where price tested this level 4 times. You see 4 wicks here. And here in the first crash in 2022, we also had this level being very significant support, and then it was very quickly broken in a sharp crash here. I think this was when FTX really went down on November 9th. Yeah. And then here in the bear market, it acted as resistance. Here again, it acted as resistance. So really the pivotal key resistance level for Solana is at $26. It is a very clean chart here in the past 3 years. And is this level likely going to be broken? We don't know. But I can tell you this. If at any point in the next, let's say 1 year, if Solana can break above 26, I think the chances are it's going to start a major bull run. So if it breaks above 26, I would expect it to go way, way higher towards these, even the next resistance level is at $80. So I wouldn't be surprised if it breaks above 26, closes above 26, and heads straight to 100. I think that's quite likely. So a lot of people are saying, oh, like the glory next bull run coming to Solana. What is the price trigger that might bring this about? I think that's at 26. Now, before that happens, I'm not predicting to saying that happens, but this is the key level of resistance that I'm watching. Now, in terms of support level, what will actually crash Solana? What level does it have to hold? So that is a typical higher highs and higher lows uptrend again. So we see since the January rally this year, Solana's price has made 3 higher lows now. So first at $8, this was the absolute bottom. Then we had $15, and now price is right at $18. So in order for the uptrend to continue for Solana, this next correction, actually the current correction at $18, it needs to hold above the last low at 14, let's say $14. $14 is the absolute low that it must hold above. So if Solana can make a bounce, let's say from 18, 17, 16, that's all fine. That all counts. Then this would look like another higher low, in which case Solana would just be looking like a continued higher low uptrend and will come back up to retest that $26 resistance and potentially break above it. Now, if Solana just keeps dropping from this FUD and it retests 14, and especially if it closes below 14, then I would probably declare Solana in the short term to medium term dead, and the $8 level to be revisited again, at least. So that would be a kind of a bearish scenario. So I think the chart of Solana is very clean right now. We just have to watch $14 if the current correction can hold above 14 and bounce from it. And if it does bounce, can it break above 26? Those are the two key levels that we need to watch. And yeah, that's basically it. So knowing all of this fundamental research that we did on Solana's price release and staking release, and the fact that FTX cannot dump this on the market, I'm pretty willing to make a bet on Solana right around these levels, because from here of $18, a drop from 18 to 14, that is how much is that? Let's see. That is a percentage drop of 20%. So we only have about 20% stop loss difference that we need to worry about. And at any time that it bounces, we can already target $26. So I think that is not only a good short-term trade, but also a pretty good, long-term accumulation level coming in for Solana. So yeah, that's my current stance. I think the chart of Solana is actually one of the cleanest in entire crypto right now. Is this most likely going to play out? I don't know. I'm actually doing a full deep dive on Solana on the channel. So we're going to have a full kind of fundamental deep dive for Solana's technology adoption in the next few years, and if it's still worth holding. And TLDR is, I'm not extremely bullish on the fundamentals of Solana, to be honest, but I think price level wise, coming out of this FTX liquidation FUD, I think it's at a pretty good price level comparing the risk to reward right now. So yeah, that's my view on Solana's price, and yeah, that's everything I wanted to cover today.